Skål. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I have another whiskey review for you guys, and today I'm moving over to Scotch single malt, and this one is a Speyside. It is the Glenfiddich, 19 years old. This one is part of a kind of a series that they did on the side of the normal whiskeys that they have. They call this Age of Discovery, and there's 3 whiskeys in this series, and they're all 19 years old, and they all have different cask finishes. This one is a Madeira cask finish. It cost around 1,200 Danish crowns, which is about 120 pounds, maybe 130 euros, dollars, give or take a little bit. It is 40% alcohol, so yeah, that's it. It is unfortunately chill filtered, and it is unfortunately artificially colored. So this one has aged first in ex-bourbon casks. I don't know for how long, but probably very close to the 19 years. And then it has finished in, as I said, ex-madeira casks. Again, doesn't say how long it's been in there, but there's that. Let's just jump into the nosing and tasting. There's no sponsored content in this video, and as always, everything on this channel is just my opinion. Usually I don't drink a lot of Glenfiddich at all. I had it a couple of times when I was a lot younger, and even though I am kind of, my 2 favorite kinds of whiskeys is Speyside and is the Islay, Glenfiddich never really did it for me. So, but I thought when I saw these in the shop, I thought to myself, why not give it a try? Every time I take this glass out of the box, I'm kind of a little bit surprised of the beauty. So the color, as I said, was artificially colored, and this is golden with quite heavy leg. First off, it's actually some Madeira influence, which is a, what is that called in English? I think a whole wine, maybe that's what it's called. So it's wine, but it's a little bit heavier on the alcohol than normal wine is. It's not as high as a liquor, but it's higher than a normal wine, so 20-22%, I would guess, something like that. And that's the first thing that's here. Kind of a white wine, sherry note to it, but it's the Madeira that smells like this, I'm pretty sure of. There's quite a lot of sweetness there. There's also some fruitiness, but there's definitely also malt, and there's definitely oak, and a little bit of bitterness from that oak. It's actually quite powerful, and it also has, even though it's only 40%, it actually has a little bit of sharpness. It's dry. Quite interesting, actually. I'm just trying to look for some vanilla and honey, maybe from those ex-bourbon casks. There is some sweetness, but I'm not really getting that honey and vanilla feel. There's just the Madeira is dominant, and the oak. It's good. Wow, it's very sharp on the tongue. Look at my eyes. That's unusual for a 40% to actually make my eyes water that much. It was very, very sharp on the tongue. So it didn't really... I actually couldn't concentrate on the flavors. Second nosing, less sharpness, of course, but there's still quite a lot of power. And it's still the Madeira, and it's still the oak that's dominant, but the sweetness got a little bit comes through a little bit more, and the dryness and the bitterness is a little rounded off now. Yeah, so the nose is actually toned down a lot, maybe except for the Madeira and the oak influence. There's still quite a lot of sharpness on the tongue at the palate, but the palate has a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of fruitiness, but Madeira and oak. The finish, it's mostly oak actually, but there's also a little bit of maltiness, a little bit of spice. There's no bitterness and no dryness in the, I wouldn't say that it's mouth-watering, but it's definitely not dry. So palate, oak, Madeira, little bitty hints of sweetness and fruitiness, and there's actually some sweetness at the palate. The finish has more sweetness. There's Madeira, there's oak, and there's malt with a little bit of spice. So for me, this is not a bad whiskey. I think it's a little bit simple, maybe, as it is pretty much only oak and malt with a little hint of fruitiness and sweetness and a little bit of Madeira. So it's an okay whiskey. I'll be putting the Glenfiddich 19 years old, age of discovery, Madeira cask finish at a 7.5. When you think about 1,200 Danish crowns, I don't think it's worth the money. I would spend, you can get a lot of good whiskey for 1,200. and you can get a lot of much better whiskey, in my opinion, for a lot less than this costs. So not a bad whiskey, just way too expensive, I think. So the Glenfiddich, 19 years of age, 7.5. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and feel free to share it with friends and family. Also, leave a comment down below. I will respond to all of them. And if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe and make sure to hit that notification button and turn it all the way up to notify on all videos if you want to see more videos like this, so you don't miss out on them. Next video will be the Glenfiddich 19-year-old age of discovery red wine finish. So I think either Wednesday or Thursday, that's the plan anyway. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope I will see you next time. Bye bye.